While we're talking about characters that we love, we're going to shift into the first piece of the seasonal lore from Voices of the Haunted. This is something that Eris and Crow discuss. It's from Voices of the Haunted, number 1, Temperament. And as a hunter, this one kind of hits home for me. Crow drops a wet canteen at Eris Morn's feet. Water. You made your return quickly. Eris crouches, hunched over bundled splits of pine arranged atop a thick log and resin-rubbed moss. She strikes a well-worn flint with her knife, and the flame ignites. You're not hard to spot at night. Crow averts his gaze from Eris's sideways glare and looks up to the haunting glow of the dark shard of the Traveler. Shivers convulse down his vertebrae, and his eyes drop to the freshly popping wood. Eris breaks the silence. Why did you volunteer for the Severance operation? Or most operations? To make a difference where others can't, same as you. She shakes her head. No, Eris mumbles. Crow watches her deftly coax the fire, considering the answer he'd given. He looks up to the distant tree line and changes the subject. There are still a good number of hive here. But no nightmares, Eris remarks. Is that why you brought me here? This isn't a place I want to revisit. Crow steps back from the growing flames. When Eris doesn't respond, he asks his real question. Why did I fail? You didn't fail. Our strategy was flawed. Eris stands, stowing flint and blade, then steps in front of him to meet his gaze. We will attempt the Severance again. Soon. Yeah. Crow replies in a chipped tone. Eris tilts her head and he can see the green orbs narrow beneath her blindfold. She points to the ragged mountainous shard twisting in twilight royal. Even that toxic piece, separate from the Traveler's purity, can be wielded for good. The fire roars. He kneels to break her stare and warm his hands. I know what it can do. I used it. When the Red War left Guardians lightless, there were some who reclaimed their callings here. They reforged their bond to the Traveler through a scar, a lingering trauma, she continues. Eris sits beside Crow and drinks from her canteen. Crow braces for her to continue, but she does not. The bundling of burning kindling collapses into a heap of cinders, and flames spit between the gaps and ash drifts on heated air. I'll get more wood, Crow says, hastening to step out of the fire's glow. Crow, small fires like this kept me alive in the Hellmouth. I did not have the luxury of more wood. Eris grips a piece of rusty rebar taken from the sludge and thrusts it into the sputtering fire. She stirs the cindering wood, opening new gaps and concentrating the larger pieces over a pile of glowing kindling. The flame surges and the heat intensifies. During these long nights, we must make use of what's available to us. She knows he understands her, but hasn't accepted the lesson. She hands him the bar, shows him how to maintain the fire's heat, how to find worth in remnants, how to rebuild from the ash. The pair converse as they take turns keeping the fire alive long into the night. The warmth soothes, their shoulders lighten, and Crow pulls back his hood. When the fire finally dies, Eris gestures to the embers. Now you can fetch some wood. Crow smiles and gets to his feet. Eris, did you ever try to get your light back? The past is not for dwelling. Crow nods and sticks out his hand. She looks at it inquisitively. Come on. Eris stands next to Crow. He clasps her palm and ignites a golden gun between their hands. Solar flame dances across Eris's fingers. Crow guides her arm and lifts the gun to the sky. He inhales sharply and howls before cracking a shot through the clouds. You're up, Hunter. Eris depresses the trigger slowly, doubtful that it would fire. A second solar streak pierces the atmosphere. Crow laughs. They send round after round skyward, howling pent tension into the sky and into the night until finally even Eris finds herself smiling. I think this is important for a lot of reasons. This season really seems to be, we're dealing with trauma this season. We discussed in the past how, Destiny has dealt head on with racism, bigotry, xenophobia, classism, elitism, bordering on apartheid and things like that, like how we've dealt with all that, and now they're dealing with trauma head on. Like, this season almost needs a trigger warning in a way, but reading a piece of lore like this really brings it all home. It's important for us to remember Eris has not felt the light since her ghost was destroyed by Crota.
Uh-huh.
And this is the first time in probably like, what, 200-300 years that she has actually gotten to experience the light. And for it to be Crow at the site of Uldren's greatest failing, to be the one to give her back the light, even if just for an evening, is something so symbolic of this story. I said before the season was up that I felt that Eris's story was done. And I don't think I believe that anymore after the first couple of weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
There's a line of dialogue at the end of this week's Severance mission. And we're going to talk more about the Severance missions next week. There's 6 of them total. We've done 3. We've done 2 of them so far. We'll have done 3 by next week. When you get back to the helm after doing the second mission, though, Crow is speaking to you, and he says he understands what the hunters went through and how they felt aimless without Cade, and maybe there's something he can do. He doesn't know if they'll listen to him because he's so new to this, but if he can help in any way, he wants to. And it's very clearly setting the tone for Crow to be the new Hunter Vanguard, which is a theory we've had since he was introduced, that he would eventually be the Vanguard.
Did you see the dialogue, the Crow's dialogue for something recently, where he's talking about gathering the hunters if they'll let him?
Yeah, that's the dialogue I'm talking about. You get it after the Severance mission this week in the helm.
Okay.
Yeah. The dialogue may be slightly different for hunters. They've been known to do that from time to time.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
based
it was
on class or character. Yeah. He discusses that, how, maybe he can organize the hunters again and this and that. It was a really beautiful moment this week. When I saw that, I was smiling from ear to ear. And then, reading those last couple paragraphs, they're firing off the golden gun together, it's touching. I mean, it's touching in a way that some of the lore doesn't always come across. It's like, man, this is a reminder of how special these stories can be.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always have to be universal implications. It can be just a really beautiful story between 2 very traumatized souls.
Yeah. Do you see a future where Ikora and Zavala both die, and Crow becomes the leader of the Vanguard at some point, or like Saladin and Crow?
If anything, I could see If anything, I could see Crow becoming the new speaker.
That's something we threw around a little bit last summer.
Because I think that's something that's really easy to forget, is that Crow is one of the very few Guardians to ever hear and receive visions directly from the Traveler, and we know it was the Traveler, and it was not Savathun doing those, because he was receiving those while he was working for Spider.
Right.
Leading us to Hawkmoon and to the Broken Shard and things like that.
I forgot that the speaker was even a thing at this point.
Yeah. But I think that it's something. I mean, the speaker was brought back up in some of the lore this season, like the speaker is gone and this and that. Like, I really think that's, if anything, that's kind of what they're setting up. And there's some lore with Mara and Petra that kind of deals with Crow also that we'll get to later in the season. But he is very clearly trying his hardest not to become what Uldren did. You hear in the Severance missions, the ghost of Uldren, kind of testing him and this and that, and bless you, like, well, you broke down crying, blah 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 blah. Well, not anymore, dude. Like, he's better than you, and you kind of see the redeemed spirit of Uldren hanging out in the helm after you finish this week's mission. And I'm curious to see what the redeemed spirits, or whatever they are, will end up being story-wise, like in story significance here in about 4 weeks, I guess. There's so much to take in, I think, right now with how they're approaching this, and like, okay, if this is the end of Mopey Crow, thank God, because I don't know if I can another season of him moping around or, fucking things up as a kindergarten. Like, man, come on. By the end of year 1, I was slaying Oryx. Let's go, man. I went into the vault 4 weeks after this game launched. If I can do that, you can stop working for a crime lord and stop crying over your long-lost sister and things like that. You're okay. He even questions, he's like, why on earth would I have ever done this for Mara? All she did is manipulate me. Like, yeah, your old self was too stupid to understand that, though. So
Already learning.
there's a lot here in this book in particular. I'm very ready to see what other pages come out of it as we go on throughout the season. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for Lore Corner for this week. We do have a question.
We do.
We do have one question this week.
We do.
We have it from Andre. I need to listen to it very quickly though.
That's fine. We got a question from Andre in a video.
Yeah, I got to listen to it again. I forgot to write it down. First off, apologies that I forgot to write down the question. I listened to it half asleep the other day. What is a seal that you would like to earn in game, or one that you have already earned that is special to you?
That's
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, you should go first.
I have an answer for both. One I would love to earn is flawless. For trials, and there's actually not a whole lot preventing me from getting flawless. It's mainly getting people to it's getting 2 people who have never been to the lighthouse to the lighthouse after going flawless, and going flawless on 2 more maps, I believe. I think those are the major things that are holding me back. So I'd love to earn flawless one day just to say that I did it. One that I have that is special to me, though, I would say there's probably 2. There's 2 of them. One of them is the very first that I ever earned, which was the Wayfarer title, way back in Forsaken. Earning the Wayfarer title was, I guess, did I earn? Yeah, that's when I earned it. I earned it at the end of that year, right before Shadowkeep came out. I remember marathoning that summer to finish the stupid Braytech weapons up. Just absolutely killing myself to do that. It was cool because I was the only person in my group of friends who earned it initially there. So I was like, oh, I have this awesome I have a title. This is so cool. Like, I have a title. I have the physical seal from it. This is so awesome. And then like 3 other people told me like the next day that they had earned it too. I would say the other one would be Undying. It was when we first found out about seasonal titles, and I was like, oh my god, I can earn something every season now. This gives me something to chase while I'm just casually playing with my friends. That was back when Master Nightfalls were really, really difficult because we didn't have all the fun artifact mods, and champions were brand new, and we didn't have Gallarhorn, we didn't have linear fusions that were good. I went into it was fucking Scarlet Keep that we did it on. Like, the last possible day you could get it done. It was the last thing we needed for the Undying title. John gets yeeted off at the end. Phil gets yeeted off at the end. We basically are all just shooting the boss as we're flying through the air. We're shooting Hasheldune. We get the clear, and we all res up there on the platform. That was really memorable. To give you an idea of what loadout I was using, I think I was running Recluse and Edgewise in there. That's how long ago this was. So... yeah, that one, there's a reason why that title does not come off on my character. I've had it equipped pretty much permanently for 2.5 years now. Nice. Corey, what's yours?
So, I mean, I think Flawless is like something that everybody would love to have. You know, I think that's something that people flaunt when they get it, right? I mean, you just see
yes.
I mean, they've got the whole Iron Banner get up on, they've got the flawless thing, the flawless seal, they have like the emblem and the banner and all this other crap, and you know, just once I want to be like, yeah, I can do that too, you know, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this, with this new Iron Banner, there's an Iron Banner seal. I think that would be really cool to have. I feel like that's a little bit more achievable and a little bit more my speed in terms of what I have time for, B, what my skill level could achieve. So that's, I would like to get that as well. I'd also like one of these raid ones, like the Vault of Glass or the deep
Yeah, I
zone
would
one.
love to have Fate Breaker one day.
Yeah. So that'd be super cool as well.
Yeah, I've joked that I would like Disciple Slayer. But realistically, I mean, I know that's not I'm never gonna get through that raid flawless. So that's not gonna happen. I am 4 legendary Wellspring runs away from earning Gumshoe though.
Ooh.
Which is the Witch Queen seal. I would really like to earn that this season, just to say, hey, I finally did one of the expansion seals, because it was significantly easier than past ones.
Yeah.
But all things considered, like I think that's gonna kind of be my goal this summer. And I mean, that just requires me getting an LFG for 4 days in a row. Like, I just need to actually sit down and do it instead of procrastinating on it like I have for 3 months.
You could have had it done by now, Josh.
I could have had it done like the week after the raid, and I chose not to.
Yeah.
So I need to take my own advice and go get an LFG. Andre, thank you for your question. I did appreciate the video you sent us, though, of you trying to ask your question in-game while you were in the boss room, and you got absolutely annihilated. I appreciated that so much.
It was so funny. It was really
Emoting
good.
in front of the boss.
Yeah. It was really good.
And the fatality sound effect really caught me off guard, though. It caught me off guard the first time I listened to it, and then I'm pretty sure if you see the video of this one, like, my eyes like popped out of my head when it happened, because I was not expecting that in my ears.
Yeah.
So, thank you, as always, for your question. I appreciate it. I don't think we had any other ones. If we did, I'm genuinely sorry.
Yeah. We didn't have any other ones this week.
Okay, good.
I didn't see them, at least, either, so.
I'm doing a final pass here. I know we didn't get any on the, to my knowledge, on the show's Twitter account, but I'm checking my mentions to make sure I didn't have anything pop up. That's a whole lot of stuff about Ryan Fitzpatrick, Grey Poupon ice cream.
Yeah, what's the deal with this Grey Poupon ice cream you tweeted?
Dude, I don't know, but every day I see I see something like that, I'm like, oh, God has definitely forsaken us. Because, I mean, Grey Poupon is like the rich white people mustard.
Yeah.
So, I did want to read this out. John's thoughts on season of the Haunted so far. Incandescent goes burr, Sunspots go burr, Rift Dunks go burr, Daddy Callus returning makes me go burr. John, I don't think you can call him Daddy anymore after some of the horrible things that we found out that he's done, like murdering Keitel's dog.
Yeah.
Because she loved the dog more than him.
That checks out.
I did have something. It's just a quick comment, because I was talking about Rift earlier this week on socials. RushJet TV says, it's been a good season. Bugs aside, I've been having a blast with the change of pace. New weapons are rad as hell, both in design and performance. Could not possibly agree more. I really, really like the Trace Rifle. I'm definitely digging the Glaive and the Scout. I mean, God, if I had not gotten that Pulse, the Scout would never have come off, I don't think. So, really enjoying all those. Enjoying them more than last season's weapons, by and large. Last season had 2 weapons I really just took and ran away with. And a couple out of the raid as well. I'm kind of feeling the same here. I got 2 dungeon weapons. I got 2 regular weapons that I'm really digging. I was never biggest into the menagerie weapons, so Austringer, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I like it for a hand cannon. I'm still not a hand cannon guy. Drang is probably my favorite out of the opulence right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that's it. John also gave me something else to say about Rift. Love having something to do in Crucible that isn't just get kills. Makes sense to do it for 2 weeks only for the feedback and adjustments and what have you. Looking forward to this being in rotation moving forward. Totally agree. And I think that does it. I don't think I have anything else for us. I don't think there were any. We didn't really put out a call for questions this year. This week. It has. Man,
it's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week. I am ready to take a nap. I'm ready to go to bed.
A nap.
I'm skipping dinner. I'm going straight to bed after this.
Look, it's Thursday as the time of this recording. I'm ready to sleep until Sunday. Let's be honest.